Whoops. Hello, everyone. Where is it? Where is it? I know you can hear it. There we go. Hi, I am Dandalia, the Dandelion VTuber, and I'm gonna pretend that I didn't just have the wrong audio source muted the whole time, so that I'm fairly certain that for the past 5-10 minutes, the background music that I usually have playing during my starting soon was off, and you were just listening to me type and kind of think to myself. So apologies for that, and thank you for being patient. I am Dandalia, the Dandelion VTuber, and today we are continuing the Raven Remastered. Let's see, does this no. I'm struggling with my pop filter. I've always kind of struggled with it because it has to be in like just the right position in order to properly like work. Because I think a lot of times it ended up just muffling my voice and not properly dealing with it. So previously on The Raven, we were on a train collapsed through a bomb. And now our protagonist here, I'm horrible with names. Our protagonist here needs to get on the boat in order to stay on the investigation. But he can't, like, his jurisdiction was when they were passing through the country of Switzerland. And obviously since the package in the whole cat and mouse game with the Raven is going to be on a boat to Cairo, obviously that's not Switzerland, that's Egypt. And, you know, the ocean. So, let's see, wait. Look at the car. I remember the last thing we did have a conversation with a very rich heiress, an American heiress. I had a prompt for a second there to I think look at car. Do have a decent amount of adventure points, but
in my younger years, I might have considered abseiling from the crane down to the ship, but those days are long past.
that's...
I'll give the opera glasses to the Baroness or her butler, James, as soon as I have a chance.
It's good to be back streaming. And I hope that you guys can't hear me chewing on some raisins. I quite like raisins. If you asked me which I liked better, grapes versus raisins, I'd probably say raisins. Okay. Just kind of looking at what I can look at. This is gonna let me walk on.
Oh, who do we have here? Signore...
This is Constable Anton Zellner.
Signore Zelna. I heard about your feats in the mountains. Welcome aboard the MS Lydia.
Thank
His
you, Captain.
teeth are
I
janky.
didn't know you'd be taking part in the journey, but I'm glad to have you with us. I'll have a nice cabin prepared for you immediately.
The constable will not be joining us. He has other duties.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yes,
I
it
would
is.
have loved to hear
It's
about
very
these
sad.
adventures from the man himself.
I'd like to accept your offer, but unfortunately, higher powers prevent it.
I am sorry to hear that. We are by no means full, and have plenty of room for one more passenger.
The
Ooh.
constable just wants to have a quick look around and then leave
I
before
wanna
we
hide
set
under
sail.
somebody's
When will
bed.
that be?
Like a really...
Oh, in about
Like
15 minutes.
There you have it, constable.
May I ask how to get to the cargo hold?
Oh, signori, there are much nicer places on board.
But I'm interested in the cargo hold.
Why is that?
One of the trunks seems suspicious to me. Someone could be hidden in it.
You... you want to imply that the most brilliant and probably richest thief in all of Europe is stowing away in a trunk? That's not his style.
That's what makes it more likely that it's not him, but a copycat who's behind all this. And a copycat's style might include doing whatever it takes, like hiding in a trunk if they've lost the ticket.
Oh, come now.
Actually, it would be possible for a registered passenger to board the ship without a ticket.
Ooh. Some...
What do you mean?
You can't buy a ticket for the Lydia at the counter. You book the trip in advance. We know the names of all the passengers. As long as a passenger is on the guest list, we let them board the ship. Doesn't matter if they have a ticket or
Oh,
not.
but they know
And
my
did
name.
any of the passengers board without a ticket?
I couldn't say. We ask for a name and check it on the list. The tickets are no more than souvenirs for the passengers.
That
So
doesn't
much
seem
for your
efficient.
trunk theory.
Regardless of what you say, I would still like to examine the cargo hold.
All right then, if you like. But we'll meet here again in 10 minutes. Captain De Conti, before we depart,
I'm
I'd
just
like
gonna
to
say,
send
I'm
2
old
telegrams.
as fuck.
Certainly, Inspector.
It took me
cargo hold
5
is over
minutes
there.
to get
You
down
can
there.
enter through a door on the
5
forecastle.
minutes to
The
get
horn will
back.
sound twice, 5 minutes before we set off. That's the signal for all the dock workers to leave the ship.
Understood, Captain.
Follow me to the bridge. You can send your telegrams from there.
Did people still use telegrams in the 1950s?
My time is running out. If I don't find anything in the cargo hold, my cruise will be over before it even begins.
I was thinking I was gonna have to, like...
No. That's the young woman's cabriolet. Apparently, they absolutely
So,
had to
apparently
take it
when
to
you get
Egypt
older, you
at
have
Daddy's
night vision.
expense, of course.
Maybe that's a lighter.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, better.
Aha.
Ooh, much better. There's a car down here? Why do I have less things to click on now? I guess I was just supposed to fumble my way in the dark? Or it was giving me options to do that. Ooh, that one's quite large. That could fit a person.
Hello? Come on out. The game's up. I'm opening the trunk. Hello?
So why would there be a trunk that big that's empty? There might have clearly been a person inside of it. And I mean, if I was in the trunk with all the other stuff, like, it'd make this so much easier to just grab. Like, if I knew that the eye was just on the ship here, why would I wait for it to get to Cairo? You know? I would get out of the chest, open this up, and then leave the boat. Just that simple. Like, unless having that person's name be like the one person who's not there after the eye is gone, then like, then that would put you up for suspicion, I guess.
I'm sure someone was in the trunk, but where are they now?
It would be interesting if, like, he gets hit in the head. That would be proof that there's someone uncouth here. I go this way. There is. Search the locker.
The left 3 lockers are locked. The door to this locker is ajar. Empty.
There's a duffel bag there. Perhaps they found a uniform or something. Some sort of outfit. To help them blend in better. Won't let me go that far. Can I go through this door? No. It won't let me interact with it. Shards. Hello, Fake Emojis. Welcome to the stream.
Phew. I startled too easily.
Called it. How am I doing? Yeah, I'm doing good. Is that man okay? Does he require? He's fallen and he can't get up. Quite literally, because he's tied up now. Such an irritant. Oh, it's good to be back streaming. Take the knife. There's probably so many, like, extreme expletives that were hidden behind that handkerchief. Yeah, it's good to see. Yeah, it's good to be back. As I've said before... As I did mention it on my Discord, but I forgot to cross-post it onto my Tumblr. There was the room that I'm in, that I stream in, doesn't have any, like, heating or air conditioning. And there was a cold snap in the area that I live, where it was, like, in the negatives. And my heater decided, even though it had trusty service for almost a decade, like I've had it since 2016, it died. And I physically could not be in this room for more than 10 minutes. Because, like, in less than 10 minutes, my hands were starting to go numb. It was very cold in here. It was not suitable for streaming at all, unfortunately. But the weather has gotten a little better, and I have a new heater, a new heater. Let's see. Can I reach the... We prefer Dandalia unamputated here because of the cold. Yeah, it was really, really cold. It's the coldest it's been in a while. Let's see. What else can I do? Pull the cloth. Use the flat iron with crate, maybe? Okay. I don't know how this will help me, but... Oh! Okay, so I opened a crate. Miss this game streams. Care to recap? Okay, so... We are a Swiss... constable who was trying to help an inspector who is trying to catch the Raven, this gentleman thief, and the constable is pretty sure like that it's a imposter, not the Raven coming out of retirement. They were on a train, and train blew up. Okay, so I got my feet free. Oh, this isn't dangerous at all. What the what if... Oh, I see. I used the hook on my other... What if it just lifts me up like I'm a crane stuffed animal?
Ouch. Damn.
I love how he has this like brief beat when he knows what's gonna happen. It's like, oh, I'm gonna.
It would be best if no one found out about this.
I mean, finding out that you were hit on the head and tied up, I mean, that's a good way to be like,
There's
I didn't
some blood
stow
and hair
away.
stuck to the pipe. Hair I really can't afford to lose.
It's okay, you make up with it in style. I wouldn't touch it.
I'll hold it on the blood-spattered end. After all, we already know who the victim is.
No, you're fucking up the fingerprints, dude. The fingerprints aren't... Now we know why the inspector wanted you to stay behind.
I can make out a corridor, but no details. The glass is too dirty, and there's no light in there. It's no use. The door seems to be locked from the other side.
Double checking everything. I'm trying not to use too much of my adventure points and save them for when I really get stuck. Come on, dude. This way. I know. You've been hit in the head.
A detention cell for crew members? Or maybe for rowdy passengers?
That's the S&M cabin.
The cargo hold seems to be used as a changing room for the crew as well. Or at least the part of the crew that doesn't do their work in white suits.
So since there was an ajar locker, I need to be looking for crew members that are not wearing white. Because... because, we don't kink shame detective, no. Perhaps he's the type that likes to put on a costume. He's gonna get accused of being a stowaway. There's no way around this. It's gonna be locked, I bet.
Whoever locked the door is stronger than me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, with that mustache, he's into some freaky shit. Maybe. Maybe he likes to pretend to be the raven in the bedroom. I will steal your pussy. Your hymen is mine. Okay. So I'm locked in here. I'm all alone. Examine the chairs.
A chair is the last thing I need right now. I was sitting long enough over there in the corner.
Bullet hole.
The shot hit this crate. The question is, was the gunman actually trying to hit it? And if so, why?
What shot? I don't remember. A bullet. Little hanging net. But yeah, this takes place in the 1950s, so that mustache is kind of normal, I guess. I mean, for a Swiss person, I don't know. It seems like the type of European, like, facial hair that someone would have in the 1950s. Okay, I'm gonna go back over this way. Can I do anything with this? Alright. Hit my own head again. Use bolt head with metal pipe. No.
Even with a bit of leverage, it won't budge.
What about that pocket knife I was trying to grab? Because there was a knife under the chair. This reminds me of the Tintin comics a bit. Yeah. I know that it's the writing in this was heavily inspired by Agatha Christie, to the point of having a character that's basically supposed to be Agatha Christie. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Where's my journal? If I only have my wallet. I mean, it's a good thing that it didn't steal my wallet, but okay. So let's see. Shadow on the train, 3 keys. 3 keys. According to Legrand, the safe transporting the Eye of the Sphinx to Cairo is secured by 3 locks. Also, that feels like a spoiler. Fucking telling me what the stowaway looks like. I guess he could have saw the stowaway by getting beamed to the head. Dang it. Dang it, journal. You're not supposed to hand things to me on a platter. Gunshot in the cargo hold. Someone fired a gun in the hold. Who fired? Who were they aiming at, and why? All these questions I cannot answer. Also, speaking of mysteries, I saw Glass Onion yesterday. I really liked it. I thought it was better than Knives Out, to be honest. Although I can't remember if I was like a little manic the day that I saw Knives Out. It's probably a case. I think right now. Yeah, a Glass Onion was awesome. Alright. Right. Going over this way. Now let's see what hotspots are here. It's just the bulkhead, which means that I need to go back up the stairs. But I think Knives Out was better for no other reason than the freshness. It's still a fantastic game. Oh. Use the one with this one.
I should be careful. The gunman may still be nearby.
I think I'm just gonna get in trouble for being on the ship still. Hello? Hi.
What are you up to, Zelna?
I wanted to determine whether the gun had been fired recently, Inspector.
I mean, what are you doing on the ship?
I was jumped in the cargo hold.
Of course you were.
Here, look. Careful how you hold it. There could be fingerprints on the end.
Surely you don't expect me to believe you.
I was inspecting the trunk. I found it in the cargo hold, and it was clear that someone had hidden inside it to board the ship.
Some people are willing to go to great lengths to be a part of this.
Saying that I hit
Indeed.
myself in the head.
Whoever it was, they struck me on the head from behind with the pipe while I was looking for clues. Oh, and they shot at me as well.
Ridiculous. You wanted to come along. Orders be damned, and so you found a way to stay here. I should throw you overboard.
I would have dreamed up something less painful.
True. That doesn't look good.
See? And there's a bullet wedged in a wooden crate down there. I don't have a gun.
The doctor should have a look at it.
Yes, it's like the bullet
Come
hole,
with
I
me.
mean. You fuck your bald head. Wow, her outfit is loud.
Inspector Legrand and Constable Zelna. So you have decided to join us on our journey after all.
So it
Madam
would seem
Christmas.
we are searching for Dr. Gebhardt.
I'm just fine,
She's drunk off her ass.
Decompte.
I'm in control. I can manage. Tell James he absolutely must wake me at 9:45.
Certainly, madam.
Absolutely.
I shall
You're not
see
gonna
that he
say that in the
does.
morning.
And now I shall return to my chambers.
I have pissed
You'll
my
be
dress.
at the bar tonight at 10, Inspector.
If that's what you wish.
It will be spectacular. I promise.
It's like her hand glides down as she walks away. She is drunk off
The
her
fresh
ass.
sea air and perhaps a glass of champagne to many. But I'm glad that you decided to join us on our journey to Cairo.
Not quite voluntarily.
So he says.
I was jumped from behind.
It lasted
No,
7
that-
hours.
That is,
And now I have a bigger
Dr. Gebhardt
butthole.
should have a look at him, Captain DeConti.
of course.
There are
Please,
things that I say with
have
my
a seat
mouth.
in the saloon, Constable Zelna. I'll summon the doctor. Ah, doctor, there you are. Our brave Constable Zelna was attacked.
Whoa.
Struck on the head. Oh,
The Agatha Christie lady, the author,
down,
the old
please.
woman
Now,
there,
please,
she was smoking
tell
some
me
weed.
Exactly what happened.
I think you've got a stowaway on board. I was jumped.
Intolerable. I'll have the crew search every nook and cranny of the ship. And of course, Mr. Zellner, you are cordially invited to travel as our special guest.
Good to know that at least one man doesn't want to throw me overboard.
Is it bad?
Yes, it hurts a lot.
I spoke with Dr. Gebhardt.
He suffered a violent blow to the back of the head. I cannot really say how bad it is.
But I can. It really hurts. Why didn't anyone come looking for me? Didn't anyone notice that I didn't come back from the cargo hold?
Yeah, assholes.
We did search for you, but we couldn't find you.
Who was supposed to search the cargo hold?
Constable Oliver. I'll have a talk with him about that later.
I should hope so.
How many fingers do you see?
3 fingers.
Okay.
Where are we? And what time is it? I must have been out for ages.
It's just after 8 p.m.
You just missed dinner. We'll all meet here in the saloon at 10 o'clock to have a drink together. Greeting the passengers personally is a tradition I will not break, even on this unusual journey.
A question.
You're all right now, Constable.
Does anyone know
The
whether
bleeding has stopped. And the
gesturing
wound looks
3
good.
like
you
that
may have a mild concussion. You just need a good night's sleep. And tomorrow, your only worries will be a headache and an impressive bump.
with the gesturing 3,
Thanks.
That's a good enough
With the
reason
thumb
to
up.
celebrate. Enough.
Is
about
that something
crooks and
that
thieves. From now on,
the country
you
of
can
Germany
start to
does?
Enjoy your free cruise.
Ah, yes, let's give alcohol to the man with the concussion.
Inspector,
What?
a dark shadow. Upper deck, just now.
Go. Let's have a look.
I'll join you.
Me too.
No, you stay here.
Do you want to make this an argument?
Robert, go to the Baroness and don't let her out of your sight. Zellner, you're coming to the port side. Doctor, you go to starboard. I'll start at the forecastle and work my way back to the 2 of you. Understood?
But
Baroness von Trebitz.
She's drunk off her ass. She could be in the nude.
Hello? Baroness von Trebitz? Open the door.
She's not opening. She's not opening the door. Which side was I supposed to go on?
Dr. Gebhardt insisted on coming along, but now he doesn't seem to be sure if that was a good idea.
Where am I? Okay, so it's only giving me the option to
Alright,
go this
Doc.
way. So I'm guessing
off.
that's where I'm supposed to go.
oh no, I'm not going on a manhunt all by myself.
He's got a very, like, stereotypically
Are
limp-wristed
you okay?
way of walking.
Maybe you had better take a rest, in case the blow was more severe.
Just shoves him overboard.
I'm okay.
Did he almost throw up?
Zellner, up here.
Come on. I think it came from up there.
This is exciting, though. A stowaway.
Sure,
It's
you
more
just
than-
wanted to get a breath of fresh air. Zellner, look who we have here.
He was on the
Well.
train.
If that's not our shadow.
And our stowaway.
Spent any time hiding in a trunk recently?
Me do nothing.
He claims to be part of the crew. Just wanted to get some fresh air.
Of course.
Baroness won't open the door, sir.
Understood. Take him to the detention cell, Robert.
How old? He's kind of cute, though.
You were right. There was a stowaway.
Haha.
Yes. But he can't be the Raven. He's too young.
Right, but that doesn't mean that the Raven isn't lurking here as well.
What was that?
A shot!
It came from one of the cabins.
Not the Baroness. Wait, the doctor's there.
Oh no! Baroness von Trebitz?
Not the Baroness. Not Madame
Baroness,
Christmas.
Open the door!
That was such like a pathetic poop. Poop. Is she...
Step aside, please.
I must touch the giblets. Les bosoms.
We have a murder on our hands, gentlemen. Hurry, Zelda.
No!
The murderer still has to be nearby. There's practically no one on deck. Anyone who's outside is a suspect. This time, we'll get him. Zelda, are you okay?
Yes. Come on. We have to.
Zelda,
There was something in
murder.
the drink. There was a reason why it looked invisible. It was to hide the poison. It wasn't graphical limitations. It's weird. And the thing is that the lady drank like a buttload of it,
Ah, you awake? Sleep well, did you?
despite my best efforts.
Save your breath. What's the status of the investigation?
Don't take that tone with me. While you were sleeping, we were working.
I didn't pass out last night because of the blow to my head, did I?
Seems unlikely. Inspector Legrand thinks you were drugged.
But
So you
how?
knew that
The
and were
champagne.
razzing me about
Who
it.
gave you the glass of champagne?
Captain DeConti.
Interesting.
It should be possible to find traces of the tranquilizer.
It
in the
might have
glass.
been.
That is exactly what Legrand is trying to do.
It might be
Without
the same
laboratory?
glass that the
he's
Baroness
got
had been
that.
drinking from.
His cabin is packed with all the latest forensic stuff. It's quite impressive what the inspector can do.
A competent man, no doubt, and surprisingly well prepared.
And diligent. He's been at it all night with his brushes and tinctures and glasses and everything, working like a man possessed. I wouldn't want to be the Raven now.
Have you arrested anyone yet?
You mean besides the Arab?
He could hardly have committed the murder. You must have been with him when it happened.
We heard the shot on the forecastle. I locked our friend in the detention cell in the cargo hold, and then went up to assist Legrand. You were already sleeping the sleep of the just.
Any other suspects?
No. Seconds after the alarm went off, the decks were swarming with frightened passengers.
Ah.
Yes.
Might have
A
been good to
clever way
not-
to stay incognito during the commotion.
But we still have our primary suspect, the Raven.
You really
Maybe
think
that's
he's
the
returned?
Raven set the
Well,
alarm
I
off.
think that no one knows as much about the Raven as Legrand.
But still, it all seems so incredible. What's the state of play? How was the Baroness killed?
Sounds
The
like a
Baroness was
baseball
shot in
sort
the
of
chest
thing.
At close range. We'll know
Oh,
more
so it
once the doc
wasn't-
finishes examining the body in the medical centre.
And no one saw anything suspicious.
No one saw a shadowy Raven leaving the Baroness's cabin, if that's what you mean. A lot of people heard the gunshot. Inspector Legrand wants to question the passengers again this morning, once they've all calmed down, and he's had a chance to examine the evidence.
I suppose that you and Legrand inspected the crime scene and the surroundings.
Of course, and we already hit the jackpot. The murder weapon.
Really? Where did you find it?
On the gangway. The gangway for boarding the ship folds up and hooks onto the hull when it's not being used. The murderer probably wanted to throw the gun into the sea. He casually dropped it overboard.
But it landed on the gangway.
Bad luck.
But
Ooh.
Legrand and I were on the side deck right after the shot. There was no one there.
Maybe the murderer threw the gun away later. We recovered it in the early hours.
I think I'll look for Inspector Legrand now.
Do what you think's best.
You won't get rid of me. I'm here to stay, Constable Oliver.
Be that as it may, Inspector Legrand ordered me to guard the cargo hold with our special guest. That's fine by me. Inspector Legrand may be able to get by without sleep for days on end, but not me. It's not easy playing with the big boys, Constable Zellner.
No, it certainly isn't.
That bump on my head attests to that. Okay, anything? That's the thing about like adventure games, especially like really detailed ones like this, that you find yourself just kind of taking your mouse and then just like shaking it around and being like, what can I click on? What can I click on? Because the whole thing is filled with clues, filled to the brim with them. And you have to be able to click on them all in order to get the big picture. And sometimes this game doesn't really... Some games do it where like you can very clearly tell what can be interacted with and what can't. This is not one of those games. Downstairs and the saloon. Which way shall I go first? I kind of want to go downstairs and see if I can talk to the, our stowaway. I don't know whether downstairs is the right... Oh. Door to Legrand's cabin, medical center. That's a nice bench. I like this woodwork, that carving. That's nice. M.S. Lydia. Examine the alarm.
An alarm like this one was set off yesterday. This one hasn't been set off. The security seal is intact. That is Legrand's cabin. I'm not paying for this trip, and that's a fair price for my cabin. It's rather plain, shall we say.
That's fair. I don't want to enter Legrand's cabin just yet. I'd rather talk to people.
Come in.
Hello, Dr. Gebhardt.
Huh? Hello, Ducky Duck.
And there's the next
Why is
one.
my Uncle Sergio in
me?
it? And why are you
want
T-posing?
something else
I'm
first,
always...
don't you?
I always am T-posing.
I'm afraid I do.
What a first day at work. Well,
What's the result of your examination of the
I
victim?
forgot
She's
to
dead.
move my
I didn't make
myself
you
over a
work
little
all
bit.
night long, Dr. Gebhardt.
There we go.
she was shot. Point blank shot. Probably with a
Shot?
pistol. It seems like she was lying in bed. The shot struck her heart. She died immediately.
One shot?
More were unnecessary. And we only heard one shot, no?
And there's just
So
one
sad.
entrance wound.
Just one.
I am told that I was drugged.
That's how it seems.
What can you tell me about it?
Me? Why should that be my business?
Haven't you analyzed the glass?
No, I haven't. The inspector said he's the better chemist. I let him do it. That way I could at least concentrate on the body.
Do you think the Baroness might have been drugged? She was very tired and unsteady when Legrand and I saw her.
Yeah, I heard about that. I must have just missed her in the saloon. And without having seen her myself, it is hard to make a diagnosis.
Of course. Can you say something about her general health?
She was quite overweight.
Established dominance.
And the butler said that she suffered from diabetes. Despite that, she hadn't visited a doctor for several years.
Doesn't sound good.
Happens more frequently than you might suppose. Some people are scared of doctors and pay with an early death. It
Or
is
they have
possible
really
that
shit
the
American
Baroness
health insurance.
wouldn't have lived much longer anyway.
But yeah, I have like special like leaves, and I like the way my arms kind of bounce when I do. So that's why I usually have it in that pose. But I do have the ability to put my arms down. It's a recent addition. My arms have secretly been in rigor mortis this whole time, until now. No, but I can. I just choose not to.
Do you know whose glass I drank from?
What do you mean?
Captain de Conti handed me a glass of champagne. But where did he get it?
I don't know. Did you ask him?
I'm just asking because you were also in the saloon when the champagne was served.
Yes, but I only entered the saloon a few seconds before you did. I didn't manage to get a drink myself.
Sketchy.
Which, in retrospect, is lucky.
Ah, you're right about that.
Maybe the intent
Have
was
you
to knock
already
everybody
removed the
out
bullet?
with
Did
champagne.
Legrand send you? What is that Frenchman's problem? I already told you. I will get in touch as soon as I have it. That is also what I told the constable, who he kept sending all night long, once I finally got rid of Legrand himself.
Did he look over your shoulder?
He probably wanted to take the scalpel from my hand and hack away himself. But this is my surgery, and I will not let amateurs interfere with my work.
That's understandable. How much longer will it take?
Ugh. I have just finished. Send my regards to His Majesty.
And if you also look closely, there is also
Thanks.
by
I think
freshly
that's it for now.
laid
No.
semen, because
That
I
is
have
it for
finished that
now,
way as well.
Then and later. I'm going to lie
How
down
you
for a
doing,
few
Lit
hours.
Dandy?
Can you
See you
tell that
lagging a
to your
bit?
boss?
Oh,
But
dang it. Oh, dang it. I don't know what's up. Let me...
could I at least have the key?
I have...
Absolutely not.
But if we have to examine the victim again...
Then the esteemed inspector knows where to find me. In my cabin. In bed. Good night, Constable Zellner.
Good night. Hmm. Yeah. I wonder
Come in.
if my webcam is just getting too hot. I'm just so beautiful. Oh.
Ah, Zellner, are you ready?
Good
You have your
morning,
jacket.
Inspector Legrand.
Oh, he looks nice.
My head is pounding, but I think I'm okay.
Chloral hydrate.
Hmm?
That's why you have a headache. I found traces of it in your champagne glass.
What have you found out so far?
The Baroness was shot in the chest.
The
at
inspector
close
looks
range.
really
We
nice in
heard
that
the
outfit.
shot. The murderer quickly fled the cabin and dropped the murder weapon over the railing later. A simple
It's a
story
gift
so
for
far.
me.
But why was her cabin door locked?
Exactly. If the murderer wanted to make it seem like a suicide, he'd have shot her in the head and left the gun at the crime scene.
And if it was murder, why did he go to all the trouble of locking the door from inside? And how did he manage that anyway?
Especially since we arrived just a few seconds later and didn't see anyone near the cabin.
Something doesn't make sense
Kind of
here.
wonder whether the
No,
captain did it.
doesn't, and it's driving me crazy.
I think that the Baroness, because she was looking through her binoculars, and then she fainted from like shock of who she saw, and was very distressed that there was there was a particular person on the boat. I think that this is a red herring, and that it might have been the captain. Like, I don't think it was the Raven. I think that this whole plot here is a red herring, and it's just the Baroness knew the person that would have wanted her dead.
Did you find the murder weapon?
On the gangway on the side of the ship. I suspect the murderer tried to drop it into the sea. He would have stood close to the railing to let it fall unseen.
And since he doesn't know the ship, he had bad luck and dropped it right onto the
Oh,
gangway.
maybe not then. The
Indeed.
captain would have known the ship.
And do you find that probable?
Not a bit.
Neither do I.
What kind of a gun is it?
A pistol, a Luger 08.
Antique.
Manufactured 1,000,000 times during and after the First World War. Austrian model. The owner is David Kreutzer, the violinist. We found him tonight totally drunk on the bow of the ship. He confirmed that it's his gun, but he claims that it was stolen from him.
Maybe it was the Raven.
Nothing. But it's worth mentioning that the clip was missing 2 bullets.
And it's definitely the murder
Does the
weapon.
bullet
The
also
ballistic
match?
tests are incomplete. Actually, I've been waiting far too long for the bullet recovered from the corpse. Pay the good doctor a visit, Zellner, and see that he does his job.
About the bullet, here it is.
Excellent. Give it to me. As I suspected, a 7.65 Parabellum Luger.
I suppose we don't need to do the other part of the
Don't
ballistic
you want
tests.
to examine it in more detail?
When I have time. For now, though, we can assume that we had the murder weapon. There can't be too many antique Luger 08 pistols on board.
May I take a look at the Baroness's cabin?
We already searched it thoroughly.
Sure. But what about now, by daylight?
Yes, fine, it can't hurt. Here, take this with you.
Thanks. I'll let you know if I find anything important.
But only then, please. I'm very busy.
Of course. Do you believe the violinist?
He'll be the first person I question. He claims he can't remember anything from the last few hours. Says he drank a
Yeah,
bottle
I
of
don't trust him.
schnapps.
He was on the train and he doesn't have an alibi. His drunkenness could be a smokescreen.
He fits the profile. He travels a lot, has access to high
He
society.
has shaky hands
be
and lied
interesting.
about being a violinist. I don't think he's a violinist. You can't have hands that shaky and be a violinist. Unless it was like anxiety. But he doesn't, as far as I could tell, like he just doesn't have steady hands.
And this chloral hydrate?
Is a tranquilizer. Can be dissolved in alcohol. The effect begins in minutes and lasts for hours. Who gave you the glass of champagne?
I believe it was Captain De Conti.
If believing were enough for us, we'd have become priests, Constable. Be a policeman and find out for sure.
Understood. You think that the jewel thief is the murderer?
Our friend would have needed another key to open the safe and steal the second eye, the one the Baroness was carrying. At least, that's what we implied.
What do you mean?
The Baroness was famous for her forgetfulness. I convinced
Oh.
her to give me the third key. It seems safer for the eye.
The thief searches the Baroness's cabin looking for the third key.
She returns from the saloon earlier than expected.
Surprises him, and he can't allow her to identify him.
He imprisons her until the coast is clear, and then shoots her.
And thus, the thief becomes a murderer.
But still doesn't have all the keys.
I kind of wonder whether the gun maybe might be a red herring. Because what if the tranquilizer was in all of the glasses that she drank very quickly? And she was dead. That she was dead before she even was shot. Because she drank enough tranquilizer to just kill you. Instead of just like lightly laced like Zellner's was.
Are you sure that there's no bomb inside this time?
Professor Lucien locked it in front of an audience, and it will be opened for the first time in Cairo.
Let's hope so.
It would take hours to crack it, and you'd need heavy machinery.
Or the keys.
Or the 3 keys, that's right.
Do you really think that the Raven is behind all this?
He wrote the letter that was on the safe in the train. Without the letter, we wouldn't have opened the safe, and the bomb wouldn't have exploded.
But it doesn't seem like him, does it? The Raven was famous in part because he never hurt anyone, much less killed anyone, during a burglary.
A gentleman
It's
thief.
his handwriting, and he called me Nico. No one else does that. I chased that man across Europe for years. It is him. It has to be him.
But the evidence...
Enough.
I'll be on my way. I want to find out who gave me the drugged champagne.
Good idea.
Inspector Legrand, are you okay? Maybe you should take a break.
I can sleep once I've caught the raven.
No, you sleep now.
Goodbye, Constable.
Be seeing you. Legrand is risking not just his career, but his health as well on his hunt for the Raven. He's working like a demon. Maybe that's why he caught the raven and no one else.
Okay. Go into the cabin.
No, I've slept enough.
But you need to keep the bed warm for the inspector. Up the stairs we go. Very, very high class. Just like the train. Woo. I like the wallpaper. I miss like wallpaper being everywhere. In homes and stuff. I don't know why like wallpaper and linoleum went out of fashion. Oop, there's Lady Westmacott. That's the Agatha Christie character.
Captain DeConti is sitting at the bar again. He gave me the glass of champagne last night. Hello, Captain DeConti.
Hey, Constable Zen.
Have you played
You're
Disco
back on your
Elysium?
feet
Not
again.
yet.
Glad to see it.
What was your experience of last night?
Oh, terrible. Dinner was fantastic. Everyone was excited about having a pleasant drink under the stars. And then this.
You were in the saloon all night long.
As the captain, I have to care for my passengers. After you and the others rushed out, I tried to maintain a festive atmosphere. But when the alarm it goes off, I lose the battle.
How was the Baroness?
She really surprised me. After she was so unapproachable at the reception and didn't show her face for the entire afternoon, I was afraid she was one of the bores and bourgeoisie. But then she arrived in the early evening in the best of moods. Already had a few, if you know what I mean.
Did she say anything to you?
She asked me where Legrand's cabin was. I told her, then invited her to come for drinks in the evening.
Drinks.
I said it would be great fun. The whole ship will be there, and you don't want to miss that, I told her.
And then?
She seemed to like the idea. She smiled, and then left again for a few minutes. Then she came back and seemed very happy. We drank a toast to life.
Toast to life.
But at some point she didn't feel well anymore?
She overdid it a bit. She suddenly started to swoon and almost spilled her drink. I asked her if she wanted to rest for a moment in her cabin. At first, she didn't want to. She definitely wanted to stay in the saloon. But then she realized that she really did need to lie down. We left together. You know the rest of the story.
I'm gonna save the poisoned champagne for last.
Did everyone drink from the same bottle of champagne last night?
There was more than one bottle, if that's what you mean. There were quite a few guests, and the event lasted
I was
several
probably...
The last bottle of champagne, the one the Baroness drank from, did anyone else drink from it?
hours. Certainly.
We have reason to believe that the champagne was drugged.
Incredible. But wouldn't that have made everyone drowsy?
Not if it was only the Baroness's glass that was drugged.
I see. That's possible. On a night like that, many glasses are filled and empty.
Well, I feel like you
There
would
are
love it.
several stewards
I'll take a
and
look at it.
guests. No one keeps track of every glass and every bottle.
A few drops in a glass?
Yes, it's certainly possible.
I mostly just know information about Disco Elysium from one of my Tumblr followers who ships the two detectives together. That's about it.
The glass you handed me last night, where did you get it?
Ah, I understand. You think your glass was poisoned as well?
Did you pour it yourself?
No. I saw that you weren't doing so well and wanted to rescue the situation. I took the first available glass and I give it to you.
Was it on the table?
No, I hurry over to you, together with Dr. Gebhardt, who, of course, he had the glass in his hand. He was looking around for a place to set it down so that he could examine you. I took it from him.
And gave it to me.
I'd like to
I
apologize for
don't.
that,
I
but you look
I can't
so
trust any of
worse
this
for the wear,
dialogue because
and I just wanted to comfort you. I didn't think of looking for a new glass for you.
So the doctor had the drugged glass in his hand.
this could be just shifting blame.
Is it possible to find out where the alarm was set off?
I'm afraid not. There are alarms all over the ship.
I saw that they're sealed. Can't we just check whether the seal is broken?
I'm afraid they're gonna be missing on a lot of alarms. You know, this is an old ship, and over the years...
So, you're saying that the alarms haven't been regularly maintained?
I'll inform the crew immediately,
Excuse
of
me?
course.
Of course. What can you tell me about the passengers?
Oh, not that much, I'm afraid. I wanted to get to know them properly at the
This
reception.
guy kind of looks
In
like
most
if
cases, I
Wario
just
was
shook
drawn
hands with them as
with
they
a realistic
boarded the
art
ship.
style.
There are a few regulars on board, and after dinner, I had a conversation with Mr. Kreutzer, a talented violinist, and Lady Westmacott. But you already know them from the train.
It seems like there aren't that many passengers on board.
These bloody airplanes are making our lives miserable. Can you imagine? Grown men prefer to jam themselves into a narrow metal coffins instead of enjoying the fresh sea air on a ship.
It's all about saving time.
It shouldn't be about how much time it takes to get from A to B, but about how you spend that time. What you experience on the journey, that's what it's about.
I'll get back to my investigations now.
Ciao, Constable.
Spoken like a true boat captain, I suppose.
Lady Westmacott seems to be an early bird, but maybe that's just because of all the excitement. I saw a twinkle in her eye on the train. She's eager to be part of a real detective story. Lady Westmacott, already on your oh,
Constable, don't you think before you speak?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No time for chit-chat. What have you found out?
We're still working on the case. Actually, I have a couple of questions for you.
Please, go ahead.
What did you think of our adventure on the train? An extraordinary story, isn't it?
I'm glad that you were able to prove yourself, Mr. Zellner.
Hopefully not for the last time.
I'm glad that everything ended well. I want to thank you sincerely for taking care of Matthew. I can't bear to think about something happening to him.
It all worked out in the end.
She cares for her caretaker son. That's lovely.
Do you think that the thief from the train and the murderer are the same person?
I think the new Raven is capable of anything.
Legrand believes there is no new Raven. He thinks that the old one has returned.
He said that.
Do you think it's possible? Everyone thinks he's dead.
As a dramatist, the return of the Raven would certainly be delightful. A legend comes back from the grave for one last job. It's quite romantic. At the same time, though, I'd be disappointed.
Why is that?
I followed the Raven's career closely. There weren't many burglars with such character and charm. His burglaries were clever and entertaining, but he was sloppy in London. He almost got caught, and I'll never forgive him for the affair on the train. No, I would much rather that the Raven stayed dead and had nothing to do with the burglary or the murder.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same Raven. I think it's an imposter. The question is based on the fit, whether it's the boy in the brig right now, in the storage thing, or whether it's the doctor. Because both of their builds matched. And when Zellner was bumped into by someone on the train, the person had the back of that worker, their head, the hair matches the guy in the cellar right now. Yeah, let me drink some water.
What do you think? Who is our suspect?
Everyone, or almost everyone. Everyone on board is physically capable of shooting someone.
What about
But
mentally
who
capable?
has the dark desire to take the life of a defenseless person?
One cannot read minds.
And one should not try. You have to collect evidence, traces, clues. That's what will lead us to the killer. It won't be like a bad crime novel, in which they introduce a new character shortly before the end who, surprise, surprise, is also the murderer.
Murderers leave
That would
evidence.
be good.
They're nervous or unnaturally relaxed. They have to adjust constantly.
And because of that, they make mistakes. This is your chance, Constable. If you find the mistake, you'll find your murderer.
Have you noticed anything related to the murder?
Unfortunately not. I was already in my cabin and missed all the commotion. Damnable old age.
You're telling me.
Oh, you're still young. At my age, you have to expect that you won't experience much anymore.
That sounds so boring.
Although I've written about murder so many times, I've never actually witnessed one. How exciting.
I doubt everyone is so relaxed in such a situation.
Heartless is the word you're searching for, right, Constable? I certainly didn't want the Baroness to be murdered, but if I can't undo it, then I might as well enjoy it.
I'm gonna enjoy this dead lady.
What do you think of Inspector Legrand?
He seems to be as skilled as everyone says. Intelligent, focused. I
Attractive.
had a chat with him yesterday, and he impressed me, but there's something haunted in his eyes.
I don't think he ever really stopped hunting the raven.
Catching the raven made him famous. What if he actually shot the wrong person? Unjustified fame bothers people, the good ones at least.
And you think he's one of the good ones?
Anyone who tries so hard to tear down his own memorial must be honorable. Or insane.
I have to be going, Lady Westmacott.
Please keep me informed, Constable Zellner.
Of course.
The afterdeck. That sounds fancy. The afterdeck. Examine the towels.
Big, soft towels. I could reserve a deck chair with it. No, better not.
Nothing like a good fluffy towel. Oh, like sometimes they just don't like absorb the moisture properly. Let's head into the side deck because I don't think I can get down further that way because of that rope. Let's see what's this way.
I suppose the life jackets are stowed there, close to the railing, close at hand in case of emergency.
That's where the gun was?
One can easily toss a gun into the sea from almost anywhere on the ship without being noticed. And yet, the murderer chose the one spot where it's not actually possible.
How do you mess up that bad? It feels...
I hope I don't find myself needing a life jacket.
It just seems strange. Especially since it's bright white like that.
The gangway is hard to miss. Why
Exactly.
did the murderer drop the gun on the gangway? They must have noticed their mistake, even if their back was to the sea. So, why didn't they take the gun and throw it a few meters farther into the sea?
Unless it was on purpose. Like, that's what I feel like. It was on purpose to, like, be a red herring. We're so focused on the gun that we don't realize that she was already dead before the shot was fired. Because if she died from a drug thing, then it would be obvious that one of the only people that would have access to a drug would be the German doctor. But if it was a gun, someone else's gun that he stole, then it's obvious quote unquote, that it wasn't the doctor. I think the doctor did it. That's my theory anyway. What do you guys think so far?
It may not seem like it, but Constable Oliver is actually a very effective watchman. I wonder if this game is an advanced version of bocce. Maybe the inventor realized that it's difficult to play ball games on a boat and came up with an alternative.
Guess that's true. The ball would bounce out and go into the sea. I wonder where Miss Miller is and Matt. They should be on the boat somewhere, but they weren't with Lady
Salty sea
Westmacott.
air in my old lungs, wind in my thinning hair. If I hadn't become a policeman, I could have been a sailor.
I've never been to the sea. I would like to see it someday. I like lakes, though. I love rivers and lakes and water. I love rivers especially because I love forests. As you guys may have already guessed, because that's where my meadow is, in the center of one. I guess I'll go down to the cargo hold, since I can't find Matt yet.
The stowaway surely didn't sleep well last night in the cargo hold, although his cell is probably more comfortable than my cabin, and more spacious.
I also haven't seen the heiress.
I have to talk to the young fellow right away. Even though he was already under arrest at the time of the shot, he may have noticed something before. And what about the other gunshot? Could the second missing bullet from the murder weapon be stuck down there in one of the wooden crates? If I want to get into the cargo hold, I'll have to get rid of the constable first. He won't let me talk to our young friend.
Well, I mean...
I have to talk to the... Even though... And what about... Could this... If I... He won't let...
Like, I mean... Why would he not? Like, the inspector said I could.
What's going on?
The Raven just flew by.
What?
Or at least, he might as well have.
I wasn't asleep.
I
Sure.
understand. It was just a ruse. Any conclusions about a young stowaway?
He's a bit suspicious, foreign and whatnot.
I see.
Excuse me?
Did he act suspiciously in any way?
No. The shots
That's the
surprised
only
me as much as it
reason.
did me. Looked
Oh,
into
he's
it earlier.
suspicious because
Still
he's
seems to be
brown.
asleep.
Covered with a blanket
excuse
from
you,
head
no.
to toe?
Oh, he's still in there. I poked him.
Ugh.
May I go downstairs and have a couple of words with our guest?
No, you may not.
Come again?
Inspector Legrand wants to conduct all the interrogations himself.
I'm sure he'll understand if I form my own conclusions.
He ordered me to guard the door, and that's just what I'm
Inspector
going to do.
Legrand said I
How
could talk to
about
him.
a bit of individual initiative?
How about letting a man do his job? Or do you think you'd be better at it?
What do you think? What happened here last night?
The Raven broke into the Baroness's cabin, she surprised him, and he shot her.
What was he looking for in her cabin?
She was a rich woman.
He didn't want to steal her purse. He wanted the third key.
So Legrand also told you about that?
Why did he lock the door?
Why not?
From inside? An impressive trick.
I'm not saying I know how he did it. I'm just saying that it was him.
Why didn't he leave a raven feather?
Are you serious? We'd have suspected him straight away.
But fortunately, we still did. Let's assume that the old raven really has returned and that he really is responsible for all this. Who is he? Or she?
Oh, could be anyone. No one's ever seen the Raven.
He could also be paying someone else to do his dirty work.
Well, of course. No, it's a fact that he used to work with partners. They even arrested some of his accomplices.
But no one could ever identify the raven himself. Some claims that they didn't even know that they were working for him. Fascinating. He could have hired someone with financial difficulties to set off the alarm at a certain time without that person knowing why they were doing it.
The man Legrand shot back then, he was a famous safecracker. He could just as well have been a henchman.
Or the real Raven. There's probably no better cover for a big thief than acting like a small one. I don't want to keep you from your duties any longer.
Good idea.
Rio! Hello, welcome to the stream.
I have to, even though he and could this.
Let's see. So I need to talk to him, but I need to get rid of Constable Oliver. Let's see who's upstairs. I know who's on the first floor. I am firmly of the opinion that the gun is a red herring.
We were here yesterday when we heard the shot, and it was also here where Legrand caught our stowaway. The grate must be part of the ship's ventilation system. Nothing out of the ordinary.
I love the way you said my name. You're an amazing person, and I already love it here. Thank you.
This isn't a panoramic deck for visitors. There are pipes, steel cables, chains up here. You can smell the smoke from the funnel. I have no idea how the ship works, and I really don't care, as long as it stays afloat.
Anniversario? Honey? Yanni? Must be Italian. Let's see, examining this door.
The ship's bridge. 2 men. One of them navigating. I get the impression that the officers keep things running. It seems like the captain concentrates on the passengers and the bar.
Huh.
A boat like this would also make a good hideout for a stowaway. Were the tarpaulins arranged like that on purpose so that no one could put them back in order once they get in? You can tell at a glance that everything is ship-shape with this boat.
Ship-shape indeed.
I better let the men do their work. If one of them had detected something yesterday, he'd already have informed Legrand or the captain.
Downstairs, I guess? Where's Miss Miller and Maddie? And Matt, I mean. Maybe I missed something in the after deck. Although this also looks like Oh, I haven't been to the Baroness's room again. Yeah, I don't think I can get over there. So I'm going to go back this way and see if I can get to the Baroness's room through this side. Into the ship. I think the Baroness's room is right here.
This is the first murder scene I've ever set foot in.
Really? Okay, gotta go walk my dog. Quick question. What is your favorite brand snack? Like Oreo cookies, Snickers bar? Name one. Let's see. I really like, off the top of my head, the 3 snacks that I often get for myself. I'll get like Kroger Chipmate cookies because they taste like Chips Ahoy, but they're dye-free. Black Forest gummy bears or Kit Kats. Those are like the top 3 sweets that I get. Okay, I'm gonna just say it. It's weird that he's a constable at 50 who's never been in a crime scene ever.
The most unportable portmanteau I've ever seen. The notepad has the ship's emblem on it. I suppose all the first-class cabins have them.
Alright, just so I don't get, like, banned from Twitch. You are lucky I haven't left, because that is clipped now. Okay. Thank you for the clip. I will Amazing, the pencil doesn't work on the bottom of the paper. Magic paper. Inspector, be in the saloon at 10 p.m. There is a murderer on board and I will expose him.
It says, Inspector, be in the saloon at 10 p.m. There is a murderer on board and I will expose him. B. The Baroness seems to have known the murderer, and that means that the Raven can't be the murderer. He never killed anybody. Legrand probably never got the message, otherwise he'd have said something. Another alarm. It was tripped at some point. The seal is broken. But there's no way of telling whether it happened yesterday or 5 years ago. The mannequin surely came with the cabin. A mannequin for the Baroness's clothes would have a more generous figure.
Bye, Jace.
A big, ugly, and impractical vase. If it had a wider opening, one could at least use it as an umbrella stand.
Search the cupboard for anything interesting.
A tape recorder. Must go with the built-in speakers. Probably part of the cabin's furnishings. The tape recorder is older than the hills, but it was once very expensive. Top of the range. And it doesn't come cheap.
I mean, I would assume it still is expensive. I like this chair. I like the flowers on it.
Sunflowers. By Van Gogh, I presume. He liked to paint that sort of thing. Can't be an original. They cost thousands of francs.
I don't think that's sunflowers by Van Gogh. Or Van Gogh, whatever. Because the sunflowers by Van Gogh, the background was orange, wasn't it?
Apparently, the Baroness didn't have time to unpack her bags. Or rather, didn't have time to tell her butler to unpack them for her.
Where is her butler?
Sifting through all that would take ages. But here, the Baroness's handbag. Ha-ha. A small leather-bound book. 1964 is engraved on it. This must be the Baroness's diary. The portholes face the side deck. If someone climbed out of the cabin through a porthole, Legrand and I would have seen them.
Which is maybe why they pulled the alarm. Read the diary.
Let's see.
Dear
Yes,
diary.
It's a diary, all right. Difficult to read.
Dear diary.
No entry from yesterday.
I saw Johnny in class
A
today.
brief, sober
looked at me.
description of what she's done recently. Met Morris. Arranged benefit concert for renovation of Louvre Southeastern Wing. Times photo shoot for Eye of Sphinx. BM, poor excuse for photographer. Too fidgety. And so on. This entry looks strange. The handwriting is shaky. Difficult to read. Dreamt of Bubby. Yesterday would have been his birthday. Next week, Jay's.
That's strange. Is there anything else in the handbag before I move elsewhere?
Cosmetics, a handkerchief, a spectacles case. Nothing special.
Examine the bed. Just a sudden...
There's
Why is-
still blood on the mattress. The
There
sheet
should
and
be
the blanket
much
have
more
already
blood.
been removed. To analyze them, I suppose.
I think that's another reason not to trust the doctor. Okay, so if she was already dead, like if she was alive when she was shot, there would have been much more blood on the bed. Because the blood is still like circulating through the body, and now there's a hole. And so the body literally starts, as it's circulating the blood through the body, starts pushing the blood out the hole. And so, but if you're already dead when you get shot, the blood is no longer circulating through your body. So it's just gonna leak out it's just gonna leak out whatever blood and fluids is closest to the wound. So there's much less blood that'll come out. Or not as much. I don't know exactly the thing because I'm not a cop. I just watch a lot of like true crime forensics stuff. But the bed should be
Something's
much more
under there.
fucked up.
Down feathers. Maybe from a quilt or a pillow. Nothing special. Although, it seems like one of the feathers was scorched at the top.
Ah.
Literally burnt. I'll take it with me.
They used a pillow as a silencer. I don't think that actually works, but okay. Search the bed. Yep, that's a bed. Why does his hair look like that? Is that supposed to be like the light?
Nothing.
He looks like some sort of like angelic Santa Claus.
The blood spot is the only sign that someone committed a crime in here. Somehow... That's odd. The blood is so red. Shouldn't it gradually darken in the air? Turn brown?
Yeah.
The unusual color of the blood could be something that Legrand and Dr. Gebhardt missed last night. All cats are gray in the dark, as the saying goes. I should take a sample.
Okay, open the portable cupboard. Very strange.
A portable bar is more like it. Must be hard work transporting this big, heavy thing halfway around the globe.
Really?
And the Baroness was lucky that the other freight cars were only lightly damaged by the explosion. An impressive piece, but I don't think it'll get me anywhere.
I was
with the
thinking
murder
that like when he whistled,
investigations.
it would have been funny if it was just like filled with underwear. Look at them bras. Okay. Oh, oh. Hey, dude.
The
How are-
Baroness's butler looks like he didn't get much sleep. I would describe his facial expression as worried.
Weird. Why are you worried?
Hello, Mr. Inch.
Oh, Constable, hello.
You look the worse for wear. It must be terrible for you.
Quite terrible. No one will hire me now.
Excuse me?
My mistress was murdered. Would you hire a butler who's been mixed up in a murder?
But if it turns out that you're not guilty...
If. But what if not? Who else would they blame? There are no gardeners on this ship.
I understand your
Oh,
problem.
the stereotype.
Under these circumstances, I'm sure you'd answer some questions that could help clear your name, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Did you notice anything suspicious last night?
No, sir. After the Baroness went to the saloon, I went to the forecastle. I was there until the
Forecastle?
alarm went off. I went to
Forecastle?
the side deck and arrived
forecastle?
shortly after Professor Lucien and Miss Miller. We found you and Inspector Legrand there. You were unconscious, and the inspector asked us to take care of you.
Did you hear the gunshot?
No, just the alarm, sir.
You said you were on the forecastle. It sounded like the Baroness
Forecastle.
let you have the rest of the night off.
Not entirely, sir. One of the crew informed me that the Baroness wanted to be roused at 10:15.
Right. Why was that?
I suppose that she wanted to toast the success of the journey with the captain and the other passengers.
She hadn't intended to take a nap then.
That was not her way, sir. She had a lot of spirit, shall we say, when it came to social engagements and a glass or two of champagne.
The Baroness's cabin seems to have been ransacked.
Indeed, sir, by the Baroness herself.
Really?
She was searching for something the entire afternoon.
And did she find it?
I think she did, sir, yes. She was in high spirits when she finally left her cabin.
You wouldn't happen to know what she was looking for, would you?
I'm afraid not.
Would you describe the Baroness as orderly?
Well, she always had a lot of
The
responsibilities.
way the lighting is
sir.
going, it
That
looks
doesn't
like the
answer my
butler's
question.
nostrils
She
are
used
radiating
to take a lot
light
of
in a pulse.
luggage on journeys, and I helped her keep track of it as best
Or
I could.
absorbing
she
it.
was always very angry.
It
when
keeps
she couldn't
switching.
find something.
What about the photos and
Little
the documents I
black
saw in her
holes.
cabin?
I really
Nostril
don't
Kirby.
know.
Yep, there
They
goes.
were out of bounds
Pew,
to
pew,
me, sir.
pew, pew,
Memories
pew,
from the
pew,
war, I'd
pew.
say. They meant a lot to her.
Ew. I have no idea what he just
the
said.
Baroness
I was
seemed
thinking
to
about
be
his
pretty
nostrils the
drunk
whole time.
last time I saw her.
Is that so?
Does that surprise you? Did the Baroness not drink?
Oh, yes, she drank. It was no secret.
I understand. How serious was her habit?
Serious enough, sir.
Was she under any medical supervision?
Certainly not, sir. She adamantly refused to see a doctor. Like so many elderly women, she had a distinct aversion to hospitals and the like.
Well, I mean, for a good part of history, doctors were quacks.
How long had you worked for the Baroness?
6 months, sir.
Only 6 months. I always thought that butlers stayed with their employers for decades.
Those decades have to start at some point, Constable. Her former butler wasn't able to fulfill his duties any longer. Gout, sir.
I understand.
I took on his duties and hoped for a secure position for the next 20 years.
May I ask what happened to your arm?
A souvenir from the war, sir.
Doesn't it hinder your work?
Yes, sir, obviously.
I didn't mean to offend you.
The Baroness had a soft spot for disabled veterans. I think she'd been through a lot herself.
I think that's all for now.
Please, sir,
Dunno.
find the murderer. You have to clear me of all suspicion.
If he was in the war, he would have his way around the gun. I can't show him this, I guess. I guess this game doesn't really function that way. Can I go this way? It won't let me. I'm gonna show this to Legrand. the paper. Down we go.
Come in.
I was expecting the knock to be like a little louder. Why is it hazy in here? Have you been smoking? Have you been consuming the weed?
About the tranquilizer.
Who gave you the glass of champagne?
It was Captain DeConti.
You're sure?
He doesn't deny it, but he also says that the glasses passed through many hands that night and that everyone had access to the champagne.
So it could have been anyone.
Maybe the question isn't who put the poison in the glass, but rather who it was they wanted to poison.
Smart. And who were they trying to poison?
Dr. Gebhardt? The captain got the glass from him.
An unconscious ship's doctor. That sounds like it would be more use to a murderer than a drugged constable.
You think so? Did the murderer have reason to assume that his shot might not kill the victim immediately and that Dr. Gebhardt would be able to save her?
You're right. That's improbable. My ego is just searching for reasons for them to want to kill her, and not me. Good job, Zellner.
I found feathers in the Baroness's cabin.
Really?
Yes, under her bed.
I hope this is leading up to some information that justifies this interruption.
Some of the feathers are singed.
Show me. Well, you may have something here.
I think that someone fired a shot through a pillow
Oh,
or something
hello,
like
Melinda
that,
Esperanza.
And the muzzle flash scorched
How are
the
you?
down.
I'm doing
Yes,
okay.
Possible. Try to find the pillow and we'll take it from there.
I took a closer look at the blood spot from the Baroness's bed.
Yes, what's wrong with it?
It looks odd.
Odd?
I think it should be darker.
I understand. The iron in blood causes it to darken the longer it's exposed to the air.
Right. And
We don't have time to waste. Dr. Gebhardt, examine the body thoroughly. He would have noticed if anything was wrong.
you trust Dr. Gebhardt
Doing all right.
completely?
Recovering
I
from
trust
being sick.
everyone
How
as
is the
much as
mystery?
is advisable.
It's good.
There will be a complete
It's really good so
autopsy
far.
in Cairo. Until then, the doctor is one of the few people on board who is not a suspect. You,
I
him,
think he
the
is a
stowaway
suspect.
Constable Oliver, and I all have alibis.
There are still enough suspects left.
Maybe the doctor put the drug in his own glass with the intent of driving suspicion away from himself as committing the murder. Because how could he commit the murder if he also was drugged? But when Zellner hit his head and he needed to look at Zellner's head, he set the glass down absent-mindedly, allowing the captain to accidentally pick it up and hand it to Zellner, drugging Zellner instead. That is what I hypothesize. I do think that the doctor was the one who did it.
I was able to make the traces of a note on the Baroness's notepad legible. She wrote that a murderer is on board and that she'll unmask him. She asks the recipient to meet her in the saloon at 10 p.m. If we can find the recipient.
I was the recipient.
Monsieur?
When I entered my cabin last night, I found a message on the floor. Someone must have slipped it under the door.
Why didn't you say anything about it?
I didn't know that I was obliged to.
We are partners.
Also,
Not really. You're helping me out until we reach Cairo, because you somehow managed to remain
without the
on board.
jacket, this
But-
whole look,
I'll choose when
This
and with whom
inspector
I
looks
share
amazing.
information. You can accept that and continue assisting me, or you can spend the rest of the journey on a deck chair thinking about missed opportunities.
And none of this is by any chance related to the fact that the message doesn't suit your Raven theory. The Baroness knew the murderer from the past, and he was already a murderer when he boarded the ship. The Raven was always just a thief, not a murderer.
Careful, Constable. Are you accusing me of perverting the facts?
Of
He
course
is.
not, monsieur.
he is so sharp.
Then let's get back to work. Good day, Constable.
I'll be in touch if I uncover more clues.
Very
Okay.
Neither Dr. Gebhardt nor Constable Oliver can
Yeah,
keep up with
clues.
Legrand's pace, but in contrast to good old Robert, the doctor doesn't let himself get roped in for the long haul. I wonder what would happen if Legrand dragged him out of bed for another investigation.
Alright, so... anything left to click? Oh! Pinboard.
An
Haven't seen that.
evacuation plan? And some tips from the doctor for avoiding seasickness, sunburn, and the like. And here, a schedule of activities. A drink with the captain, a shuffleboard competition on the forecastle. That's about it. A real barrel of fun. A model of the Lydia before it was rebuilt. It used to be a freighter. The wide hallways, the cabins, and the saloon were added later. We're lucky that the Lydia has a well-stocked medical center
we
at its
are.
disposal. I suppose it was added during the war. A ship of this size wouldn't normally have a full medical center.
The good old Blue's Clues. Did anyone else, when they saw that clip of Steve coming back for the movie, did anyone else, like, cry a little bit? Okay. So maybe I'll just talk to Lady Westmacott, because I have gotten some more clues. Clues. Wait a minute. I think I got like a... Can I interact with this? No. I'm just going back to our recently scheduled program. Reenacting a common housefly with your mouse. Big me energy. What, me waving this around? That's always what flies do. Like, they have to land in the most obnoxious parts where they're just... Alright. Sup, DeConti?
I'm sure Captain DeConti wouldn't mind a chat, but I don't think he can help me at the moment.
Yeah, especially since, like... Holy shit, dude. Like, chill with the booze. You are the captain. Like, that's his idle animation. It's just him just like... Zip. Fucking chill. Because I think he will refill his glass after a while. Yep. So that was one, at least. Oh my gosh. It's a good thing there are no icebergs on the way to Cairo, or else we would be fucking dead.
I shouldn't bother her until I have some news. Her mind is still razor sharp, and I'll need it to crack this case. I don't want to blunt it by using it too often.
I mean, I think it's the other way around in life. If you don't use it, you lose it, especially at her age. That's why physical activity is highly encouraged in the elderly. You know, oh, speakers.
These things made quite a racket last night. I couldn't hear myself think.
I thought you were unconscious from a tranquilizer. Or are you talking about when the alarms went off? Who are you, Zelda? Are you who you say you are? Alright, so can I get down here? Definitely true. Are we talking about the
I'd really like to lie in the sun and take a nap, but I don't have time for that at the moment.
But that he doesn't have sunscreen to put on his head though. So I think my hook. I need to talk with the deaf true about other people needing that working out. If that's even his real name. Maybe. I need to figure out how to get... How do I get Constable all... Like, how do I get rid of him? So that I can go into the... I need to go in here. I'll talk to him again and see if I can do anything about it.
He won't let me talk to our young friend. He respects Legrand far too much to disobey his orders. If I want to get into the cargo hold, I'll have to get rid of the constable first. He won't let me... if I...
Alright, so... Oh, it doesn't cost that many adventure points to, like, see what I can interact with. Which is good. I don't know how I earn this any Am I just supposed to pull the safety alarm? I haven't missed anything here. Can I walk further this way? You know, I wish people still had mustaches like Zellner does. I like those mustaches. It's one of the things I love about going to the Ren Fair, because I get to see people my age having mustaches like that. They're so cute.
No, Jakob. Business before pleasure.
Oh, Jakob Zellner. Right, that's his full name.
Did Edison have any idea what would become of his invention?
I mean, technically, I believe the... Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of something else. He did invent the light, but the type of power system that we use was created by Tesla. Edison wanted to use a type that was... I forget the difference between the two types of, like, circuit motors, but Edison's would have required more power stations per square, like area. And it would have been much more expensive. Let's see. Right, they are pretty nice. Yeah, this is a nice boat. This takes place in the 1950s. If you, But yeah, this is very bourgeoisie. Let's see. Examine the globe. Really?
An antique wooden globe. If Galileo hadn't asserted himself back then, this would be a flat disk now.
Doubt it. Ancient Greeks knew that the world wasn't flat based on the way that the sun the rising and setting sun would cause shadows on the earth. Alright. Did I miss anything in here? Nothing. Nothing. Alright, now what? There's so much going on. Or more, so much going on, but yet not enough going on, you know? Using my precious adventure points. I feel like maybe I'm not exploring, like I haven't seen enough. So I can't interact with this rope at all. And I don't think I can go down those stairs either. I'm gonna walk this way and see if it'll change the camera. Come on, come on. Come on, old man. You can do it. I believe in you. The game doesn't believe in me, though. Let's see. Shake them bones. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, dude. I have a sneeze in my nose. It's doing that thing where it doesn't want to come out. It's just like sitting there and tickling. Can I can't get up here, can I? No. I don't feel like I need to pull the safety alarm. That doesn't seem like something that would work. Go upstairs. I think I've already been to that upstairs, but, you know, just in case. I don't know. I think I just found, yep, I found a different way to get to this section. Okay. Neat! Neat! I'm gonna go inside. Actually, wait. I've already examined this area. Have I seen everything? Yeah, no. That's taken care of. Back down the stairs. How on earth? Do I need to talk to Legrand and be like, you won't let me talk to the guy. Please give me permission.
I better not bother him until I have
That's a
something
no.
new to report. He seems too stressed to tolerate disturbances.
Yeah, no. Especially since this whole downstairs looks like it's been fucking hotboxed. Yep, nope. The only thing I can interact with is Legrand and the staircase. And returned. Tina sends her best canine regards. Okay. I return regards. Ow! I don't know if I like just completely blew out the microphone. Apologies. You bark impressively well. Yeah, it's one of my party tricks. That and being able to roll my tongue on my upper lip. Which lets me purr like a cat.
The death of his mistress doesn't really bother Inch. He's only worried about his own future.
Expect fan art of puppy Dandalia someday. I have thought about in the future getting like a toggle that gives me puppy ears. prefer puppy ears over cat ears. Personal thing, just because I don't know. It's underrated. That and I love dogs very much. What about you guys? Dogs versus cats? Oh, okay.
The death of his mistress.
Okay, I'm gonna look at my journal. My dream journal. Whoops, that's... Because this has... Alright, so... Shadow on the train, 3 keys, Captain DeConti. Let's start with the stowaway. Won't let me turn the pages. I already read that one. The murder of Baroness von Trebitz. The Baroness was murdered while Legrand, Constable Oliver, and Dr. Gebhardt were searching for the shadow that the constable spotted. We heard the shot, and moments later we were at the Baroness's cabin. The door was locked from the inside, and the Baroness was dead. She was lying on her bed in a pool of blood. Dr. Gebhardt pronounced her dead, but couldn't say anything further about the circumstances. According to Dr. Gebhardt, the Baroness was shot in the heart at close range. A single shot. She died instantly. Was the Baroness drugged before she was murdered? She was unsteady and seemed very drowsy when we met her on the stairs. Okay. So, probably cats. I'm personally more of a chill cat person, but I adore my dog. What kind of dog is she? And probably cats. Do you have a cat, Melinda? I do like cats too. I don't hate them. I am mildly allergic to cats. And when I've stayed at family members who have cats, I have had like a little bit of like, kind of like a little bit more phlegmy. But, yeah. Let's see. Who is the Raven? Search for clues. It's the murderer. Still no suspect in the Baroness's murder. I'll see if I can get some useful information from the other passengers. It's my mom's, but I like adopting it too. My cousins used to have this cat that I really liked. I love weird cats. Weird cats are fun. They had this weird cat that they had raised from a kitten that they had hand reared because they had found it like abandoned. And they named it Mavis because it had like this weird habit of like it would grab your finger and like try to suckle your finger or your hand, and sometimes they would bite too hard. But they were a very weird cat, which comes to being socialized without any like other cats around. Maybe the gunshot I heard in the cargo hold is connected to the murder. Okay, so I guess I still need to search the cabin, maybe? Right, so maybe it was further this way into the room.
I don't care what Legrand and Dr. Gebhardt say. The blood spot looks strange, and I'd like to take a sample. Maybe I'll get the chance to analyze it.
How do I get a sample?
Strange. There's only one reel. And it's the wrong one. No. No sign of the original reel.
I wonder whether there was something that she recorded on the reel to reveal the murderer. I had this book as a kid to help me understand my Asperger's called All Cats Are Autistic. my tongue screwed up, so blah. The blah was to my response to my my tongue tiedness, not like my brother is in the autism Asperger spectrum, my older brother. Every experience I've had with cats seems to confirm that book thesis. I think like the thing, it's like cats don't realize that other people don't think the same way. Like, no worries, I understand. Yeah, I've done it multiple times.
A reel made by Zeibling. I know the brand. Zeibling's tapes can be overwritten many times without losing quality. They're used in offices so that executives can record messages for the secretaries on the same tape over and over again. But they're not good for much else. They're robust, but they don't offer much in terms of sound quality.
Oh, I did miss some things. Can I put it in this? I would guess that the reason why... I wonder if the other audio tape is inside the vase. How did I miss all this before?
Can't see anything. Wow, heavier than it looks.
More feathers.
Aha!
I wonder, these are probably singed as well.
More feathers, and they're singed as well. I'd better take it with me.
Okay. So, looking closely at the diary again.
The Baroness was a very busy woman, and it looks like she had to cope with loss. She writes about Bubby and Jay. Neither seem to be alive anymore. Almost every family lost loved ones in the war. Maybe hers as well.
Collective grief. Unfortunately, I think we all understand that now. If not for death, but the loomingness of it all, of the pandemic. The world shudders in unison.
The portholes are locked. One cannot open or close them from outside. It's the same problem as with the door. If someone left the cabin through the porthole, how did they lock it? And the Baroness wasn't shot from outside. The doctor said she was shot at close range.
Oh, taking the diary, okay.
I'll leave it there. I don't have time to read all of it.
Odd. I don't see anywhere else. Letting me interact with something. I guess that if I hadn't found the feathers in the...
I don't care what Legrand and Dr. Gebhardt say. The blood... Maybe I'll...
It's not letting me do anything, though.
There should be a ventilation shaft behind the hatch. Usually a good way to break in and out undetected. But we're on a ship. The ventilation shafts are very small here.
Won't let me interact with that. Come on. So that's the only thing left? Is the doorway? Just to make sure, I'm gonna go to the other side of the room. Yeah, I already interacted with this multiple times.
I don't care what Legrand and Dr. Gebhardt... Maybe I'll get the chance to analyze it. The door frame was damaged when Dr. Gebhardt kicked it in. The real question is, Why was the door locked in the first place?
Extra time before it... I would say extra time. It removes suspicion that she's even dead if the door is locked and presumably she was the only one who could lock it. The more
death of his
time
mistress doesn't really bother
people
Inch.
don't know that she's
He's only
dead.
worried about his own future.
I think I have enough to... There's more than just feathers stuck in the vase, but my hand's too big to reach in. Alright. Do I have to break the vase?
Why were the down feathers tossed in the vase? Or is there anything else in there? There may be something else in the vase, but the neck is too narrow to reach in with my hand. There may be some... I don't care what look. Maybe a...
Is there anything on the desk? And I can't just break it. I guess he's more respectful than most point-and-click detectives, characters and detectives. Let's just hope I don't have to use a deflated rubber duck on a hook.
The murderer could... So, or...
So let's see. What about you?
The death of his mistress...
You can't help me? I thought I saw tongs somewhere. That would work. Wait. Oh, that's what I'm seeing. I was waving this and I kept seeing like a little flicker of text. Examine the ice bucket. I have something new to examine.
The alcoholic drinks and everything that goes with them is top-notch on this ship. As expected, fresh ice and tongs.
Perfect. Don't mind if I do.
Constable Zelda, what is the meaning of this? Are even the police light-fingered nowadays?
I need this tool for a criminal investigation.
I'm gonna shove it up.
Why didn't you say
I'm gonna
so?
shove it up the
But bring
Baroness's
the tongs
dead,
back when you're
cold
down.
ass.
Otherwise, I'll have cold fingers all day.
But perfect! We've got some tongs. Vital for the investigation, yes. I wonder what's in there. I'm gonna just chalk up that the inspector was just really tired.
Good work. There's something in there. Someone stuffed this in the vase. Looks like it's been used to muffle a gunshot. If this
pillow.
isn't an important discovery, I don't know what is. Legrand, here I come.
Hopefully you'll let the inspector come as well.
A singed pillowcase is proof that there must have been a second gunshot.
It's gonna be just fucking us.
Hector?
What are you doing, dude?
Can't you knock?
I didn't realize. I'm really...
I'm not getting anywhere. I'm going to question each passenger individually. Anyone without an airtight alibi will be checked for gunshot residue.
But, Inspector...
People trip up when you put pressure on them, Constable Zellner. The Raven is nervous. He's changed his methodology and become a murderer.
Aw, don't put the jacket back on.
I'll see it in his eyes. After you.
But Inspector Legrand,
Have you seen the horny Keanu meme? No, I haven't.
we have no proof that the Raven and the murderer are the same person. Quite the opposite. The Baroness's message hints at the fact that she knew the murderer and that he'd killed before.
You may not know it, but I do. I will catch him with or without your help.
The shading on his hair is a little bit,
I don't believe it. What's gotten into him? Ah, well. It makes no sense to tell him about my theories if his opinion is already set. I need evidence. Or better yet, the murderer. I also need his lab if I'm going to get anywhere. I need to get in there somehow. And I really need to talk to the stowaway. He may have information, and the inspector will just ignore him since he's too young to be the Raven.
that looked like, I don't know, like heroin
Legrand
maybe?
locked the door. The lock isn't especially secure. If I had a wire or something like that, I could probably pick it.
Find Mrs. Miller and borrow her hat pin again? It's Keanu Reeves from Cyberpunk saying lines like, "I see you've come." And then it's a sick metal riff with the caption, "You've come." No, I don't think I've seen that.
The death of...
Let's see, I'm sure Miss Miller is here somewhere. Doesn't make sense why she wouldn't be.
Mr. Kreutzer, come on, you have to give me a bit more. You're the only one who was on the train and who has no alibi for last night.
As I said, I was in my cabin.
Are you sure that it was your cabin and not the Baroness's?
Legrand will question the guests one after another. But if he doesn't get the answers that he wants to hear, it could become unpleasant for them. Lady Westmacott, may I bother you for a moment?
By all means, Mr. Zellner.
How is the questioning going?
Are you implying that I'm an eavesdropper? The inspector is placing a lot of pressure on our dear Mr. Kreutzer. He's the only one who was on the train and who doesn't have an alibi for last night.
Perhaps. But him? A murderer?
I know people
No.
like him. He doesn't have enough backbone to kill someone in cold blood and remain so calm. He'd turn it into a drama and then a farce. Drink himself insensible, and then, railing at fate, pitch himself into the sea. Forget him. Legrand is wasting his time. Mr. Kreutzer just happens to be a perfect fit for the inspector's image of the Raven.
Athletic, cultured, moves among the rich and famous.
I'll eat his violin if he's the Raven or the murderer.
I have to be going, Lady Westmacott.
Please keep me informed, Constable Zellner.
I don't think he has
course.
one. Didn't he? Wasn't it proven that, like, he was not... Oh, the captain finally stopped drinking because I took the tongs away. I guess that's as good as reason as any.
Captain DeConti seems old and tired. The price you pay for a life like his, I suppose. Miss Mayers seems to have found an opportunity to do nothing. Hello, Miss Mayers.
Hello. I like your hat.
Hello.
Was it designed by Todd Bethesda?
Constable Zellner.
Todd Howard, whatever his name is. I ruined my joke! Where do I get a hat that vibrates like that? Yep. It was designed by Todd Howard Kosher.
Do you think it's appropriate to go sunbathing in a situation like this?
What situation?
A woman was murdered last night.
If refusing to sunbathe could bring the dead back to life, I'd go back to my cabin immediately.
We have ourselves a bitch. Her hat is still vibrating on the table. And it's clipped through the champagne glass. With the appropriate sound effect written on the newspaper there. Tiger's blood!
Did you hear or see anything suspicious last night?
No, I didn't feel very well last night. I went to bed early.
So, you're feeling better this morning?
Thanks for asking.
I'm sure your parents are truly sorry that they can't be with you at this difficult time.
Maybe, but I'm not a little girl anymore. And thinking about my fiancé keeps me going.
You're engaged?
Yes. My boyfriend and I got engaged right before the trip. I want to surprise my parents, especially my dad.
I'm sure he'll be very surprised. But what will you do if your father doesn't agree to the engagement?
What choice does he have when he put me on this boat full of thieves and murderers in the first place?
Charming. Enjoy the sun, Miss Mayers, and don't let us disturb you.
If you're trying to make me feel guilty, Constable, it's not working.
She's gonna have a big sunburned tan line in the shape of her arm on her face.
I'm sure Captain DeConti wouldn't mind a chat, but I don't think he can help me at the moment.
I mean, I could give him his tongs back. That would help him at the moment. Can I give his tongs back? No. Bum-ba-da-da. La-da-da-da-do-do-do. La-da-da-da-da-da. Do-do-do. La 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 lulu. Da. Oh, there's Maddie. How you doing, sport? I'm surprised that okay, so I have not played much farther than this, but I do remember distinctly not liking Maddie the first time I played this. I have a chronic habit that doing streaming has helped me fix of starting stuff and then starting games and then not finishing them. Not out of a desire to not play them, but just like ADHD, like shenanigans.
Matt is keeping himself busy with that strange game. He seems to be okay again, but I think he'd be running around all over the place if he'd really come to terms with what happened on the train. Hello there, partner.
Hi.
Are you all right?
Uh-huh.
Have you recovered from our adventure?
Mm-hmm.
No, he hasn't.
Mr. Zellner,
Hmm?
what's going on?
What do you mean?
Everybody's acting so strange, and there's tape across that door. I saw that in a movie once.
You don't have to be worried.
Is it about the man from the train?
It might be about the thief, yes.
Haven't you caught him yet?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Poor boy.
I heard you and your mom used to argue a lot.
We did. Everything was bad. The house, school, the other kids. We didn't have much money, and I was always alone.
You do know that your mother would love to have been with you, don't you? She had to go out to work to earn money.
She wouldn't have had to if Dad were still around.
And how do you get along with her now?
I'm always happy when we do something together on vacation. She has more time for me now, and I like my boarding school. I have lots of friends, and the teachers aren't so bad.
I like how the kid is like, haven't you caught him yet, useless detective? Well, the thing is he almost died. The train was blown up, and then somebody like the back car was blown up, and everyone was evacuated with the train suddenly started moving again, and he was still on the train because he had hid because he had originally went after his gun. You know, and luckily he was able to save Matt from like the train that was on fire, and you know, so it wasn't like a you useless detectives. It was more like, are you sure you haven't caught him yet? I'm scared. You know, it was very scary for him.
Your mother and Professor Lucien seem to be on very good terms with each other. Don't you like him?
Oh.
Don't know.
He seems to be very nice.
I guess.
Lady Westmacott is all by herself in the saloon. Maybe you'd like to visit her later.
Sure, the lady tells exciting stories.
I know. She's my favorite writer.
She told me that it's not much fun to write detective novels. She'd rather write something else, but her fans always want the same thing.
They made her rich and famous.
I told her to write what she wants to write. If it's good, someone will buy it. And if not, at least she had fun writing it. Then she smiled and nodded. She said it was a good idea.
What are you playing there?
I'm playing shuffleboard. At least I'm trying to.
Never played it before.
It's easy. Professor Lucien explained it to me.
And who won?
We didn't play.
You didn't want to play with him, did you? Do you want to play a game with me?
Sure.
What are the rules?
You have to explain the rules to me first.
Okay, you play with the blue pucks and I play with the red ones. You have to push the pucks with this stick into the zone over there and score as many points as possible.
Sounds easy. How many pucks do I have?
6. Now here comes the kicker. First it's your turn, then mine, and so on. But everyone is allowed to shoot the other person's pucks out of the zone.
Then let's get started.
Oh yeah. What are we playing for?
I thought we'd just play for fun.
That's boring. We have to bet something. Otherwise it isn't fun.
You English people.
So I'll bet my brand new slingshot. And you?
I don't want to gamble.
How about ice cream in Cairo?
Okay. If I win, I get the slingshot. If I lose, I get an ice cream in Cairo.
I guess I'm gonna have to use that slingshot and shoot it at the cop.
Never try to cheat Matt Miller. So, what do you say? Ice cream versus slingshot?
All right. Let the games begin.
Okay, so just drag and drop. Oh, okay, too much power. It's very good. Hey! I did okay. Ooh. Alright, so now I need power to... That was exactly the same as the other time. Why? What the fuck? You know what? Fuck it. Okay. This just in. I buy ice cream in Cairo. 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the final one. The final countdown. La da da ba. Ba da da ba ba. Da 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 da. Wait, it's stuck? I wanted it to bounce off the side. Wow. Okay. So I lost.
That's it.
Oh, man.
The athlete wins the day.
One more time.
No, that's enough for me.
All right.
Wait.
Here,
Are you sure?
gambling debts are debts of honor.
I have no need for
I'll
a slingshot.
give it back to you when I don't need it anymore, okay?
Okay, but make sure my mom doesn't catch you with it. She thinks it's dangerous.
Wait, how did I win? I got -20. I thought it was the greater, not the lesser.
Miss Miller and the professor are talking intensely. She seems pretty relaxed, by her standards. Good morning, Miss Miller. Professor Lucien?
Constable Zellner, how are you? I heard you passed out last night.
Well, not quite. I was poisoned.
Oh.
That wretch!
Who do you mean by that wretch?
That stowaway. That new raven.
The young man can't be the murderer. Constable Oliver had already apprehended him when the shot was fired.
You mean...
Whoever killed the Baroness is still on the loose.
I think I should take my leave. I'd like to rest for a while.
One last question, Professor. Do you think the eye is well protected in the safe in Legrand's cabin?
Of course it is. They assured me that it would take hours of work with heavy machinery to crack the safe. And if Legrand isn't in his cabin, Constable Oliver or I check that everything is in order every hour.
I understand.
I want to go back to my cabin. I'll see you later, Mary.
Oh, of course.
I forgot to look at
See
the
you
clock
later.
for a while. It is well past the time to take my medicine. But it's so close to when I end the stream that I think I'm just gonna push it and wait until after to take my meds. I always get so absorbed in stuff like this. She's acting like he's still there.
I didn't want to interrupt your conversation with
Her
Professor
idle
Lucien
animation
so
was
abruptly.
I don't know what's wrong with him.
Learning that there's still a burglar on board seemed to frighten him.
He was so relaxed the whole time, and then...
And then the stupid Swiss constable came by and made him anxious.
Oh, I didn't mean that.
No matter. I'm sure he'll calm down and come back soon enough. May I ask you a few questions?
Of course.
How is Matt? He seems happy enough.
After all the commotion, he's already back to his old self again. But
Not
I
quite.
haven't told him about the murder. That would be a bit too much for him.
I think he's made of sterner stuff.
I want to thank you again for what you did on the train. I wouldn't have known...
Everything's fine. Think
That was a
nothing
weird...
of it. How was last night for you?
It was awful. I was having a conversation with Edgar, Professor Lucien.
Ooh, first
here
name
on the
basis
forecastle.
already.
Then I wanted to look for the lady and went forward via the side deck. When I passed the Baroness's cabin, I heard a muffled scream.
You heard a scream?
Yes. I thought the Baroness probably had a fall. I went to the door and listened for a moment. Since I couldn't hear anything, I knocked on the door and
That's
asked
why the
whether
door
she
was
all right.
locked.
There was no answer.
Interesting. And then?
I didn't know what to do, so I tried to open the door. It was locked. I saw the Baroness's butler, Mr. Inch, on the forecastle. I thought he might have the key and went back. On the way, the Bobby crossed my path, and then Edgar, who wanted to check the safe. I explained the situation to him, and then the alarm went off.
How did the scream sound?
It was a short outcry, very frightened, as if someone had been startled.
Was it a woman's voice?
Yes, the voice was high.
So it could have been a scream from the Baroness. Possibly because she discovered someone
He wasn't
in her cabin.
expecting her to be
Possibly.
awake.
That person might have threatened her with a weapon, so that she wouldn't scream for help.
Oh, God.
He waited until the coast was clear.
Oh, please, stop it, Mr. Zellner.
The Baroness's butler said that he was on the forecastle as well?
Yes, he was standing on the other side of the deck smoking a cigarette.
Was he on the forecastle the whole time?
I'm not sure. He was there,
Oh.
and later he was on the side deck with us. Oh, yes, he looked after you while you were unconscious. He unbuttoned your collar and held your head while the doctor checked you.
But you can't say for certain whether he came from the forecastle with you and Professor Lucien, or afterwards.
Well, no. But where else could he have come from?
I see now why in that one scene earlier today, Lady Westmacott looked like she was high. The models in this game, the outer corners of the eyes, the inside of the eyes, you know, the white part, the outer corners of that jelly is very, very red. So if you're looking at them from a side angle, like Lady Westmacott was in that shot, their eyes will just look very, like, red. It's just how the models are done.
Did you report that to Inspector Legrand?
Yes, last night. He was very interested and took a lot of notes. But I wanted to look for Lady Westmacott, and he let me go without further delay. He said that he'd take down my full statement today.
I understand.
Do you think the man from the train also killed the Baroness, Constable Zellner?
I don't know yet.
It's horrible. Explosions, thieves, murderers. This isn't the right place for a lady and a little boy.
You and Professor Lucien seem to be having a lively conversation.
Oh, yes. He's an expert in ancient Egyptian art and preeminent in hieroglyphic research. He's the head of the Egyptian department in the British Museum, you know? And he's going to open an exhibition at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo.
Right. For the eye.
They had planned on exhibiting both jewels together for the first time in decades, but that's not going to happen now, sadly. I think it's quite upsetting for him.
We're working hard to ensure that at least one eye will be on display.
I know. I'll ask Lady Westmacott if she'd like to participate in the opening of the exhibition. I think it would be good for her.
And Professor Lucien will surely offer you a private tour. You're American, aren't you?
That's correct.
And you moved to England because of the job?
I lived in England before. During the Second World War, I volunteered.
Second World War I.
US based north of London.
In a pharmacy? Interesting.
Well, it was the war and everyone was sent where they could help best.
Please, go on, Mrs. Miller.
After the war, I studied music in London. I met my husband there. We married and went back to the States together.
He was also American?
No, English. But he said he had problems with his family, and he wanted to be as far from them as possible.
And you gave up your studies for him?
Well, yes, I did.
Mistake. Don't give up your schooling for a man. Or a spouse in general. I think that if anybody wants to... If you have a spouse or a boyfriend or a girlfriend that wants you to get rid of something that you love, that's a red flag. Don't cut off pieces of yourself to make other people happy.
Life as a single mother couldn't have been easy.
It was pretty tough then. I worked from morning till night and it was still only enough for the bare necessities. And I couldn't give Matt all the attention he needed.
And then Lady Westmacott entered your life.
It was like an angel appeared to me. She must have offered me the position out of pity. I had no experience as a carer. She made me a generous offer. I couldn't believe it. And she really adores Matt. She's offered him a good education, and now he has every opportunity in life.
An almost unbelievable story.
I'm still afraid that it's a dream and that I'll wake up one day.
How does it feel to work for such a world-famous person?
The work is very interesting and varied, and it pays well, too.
You are very lucky that the lady offered the position to you.
I just hope she won't change her mind one day. What would become of Matt's education then? I really make an effort to measure up to Lady Westmacott's expectations, but sometimes I feel like I fall short.
Lady Westmacott couldn't ask for a better companion.
I'm saving up as much money as I can all the same. I'd do anything so that Matt doesn't have to give up his new life.
Lady Westmacott dropped a hint on the train that she killed her hero, Partout. What did she mean by that?
Oh, she must have meant the manuscript.
Manuscript?
She always takes it with her. It's an unpublished Partout novel. I once asked her why she never published it. She said that according to her will, the novel's only to be published after her death.
And in it, Partout will be killed?
Maybe. I've never read it. No one has. You'd better ask her yourself.
That's referencing
if you worked in
another
a pharmacy,
detective
you would
with
certainly
that's
know
name
something
begins with
about
P.
medicines and poisons.
That Agatha
Everything
Christie
is a
wrote.
potential poison, Constable. It depends on the dose.
Have you ever heard of chloral hydrate?
It's a tranquilizer, isn't it?
I'm asking you.
Well, Lady Westmacott also asked questions like that for her last novel. But since I've never wanted to kill anyone, I never bothered with things like strychnine and arsenic and all that. I could recommend something for a headache, a sore throat, or rash.
That's kind of you, but there's really no need. I'll be seeing you, Miss Miller.
Constable?
Okay. So I've got these. Let's talk to Matt.
I'll let him play for now.
Yeah, okay. Alright, time to...
He could be more cooperative, but in the end, he's just doing his job. No reason to shoot a stone at his head.
What if I did so from up on the balcony? I don't think I can, though, because it didn't give me the opportunity before to, like, shoot from the balcony. Like, I feel like I'd have to see him in order to use the slingshot and decide aim at... Oh, okay, well, my mom has guests over for dinner. I need to get going. Gonna have some salmon, so that's neat. Let me know if you draw another penis. I don't think I'll have much penis drawing opportunities. I'm sorry. The axe? How long has that been there?
Why is there an axe hanging here? I suppose it's for chopping through ropes in the event that the lifeboats can't be lowered. Or they use it to enforce who's allowed on the boat and who's not.
I can't grab it anyway.
The grate shouldn't be so easy to open. Did the stowaway open it and we caught him in the act? No. The pipe is too narrow. He wouldn't fit in there. I guess the cover has been defective for a while.
Let's go back this way, I suppose. I wanted to see if I could get a hat pin, but, you know. Maybe I can get a coat hanger from the Baroness's cabin. Because I need something for the door, right? I still don't understand why it won't let me interact with this. Yeah, I'm gonna use the slingshot on the vase. That's the answer. Okay. So...
I need something to open the lock. The key would be best, but a wire would do.
Okay, so where do I find a wire? Do you have a plant? Do you have a wire, Mr. Plant?
Little stones.
Perfect.
Perfect ammunition for the slingshot.
Well, I got that then. So maybe I'm supposed to deal with the cop first. I still feel like I'm supposed to shoot him. Oh, I don't want to go up there. No! No! Go back down.
The little stones make perfect ammunition for the slingshot. Now I just need a suitable target.
I still think I'm supposed to shoot the cop. Go downstairs. To the forecastle. Forecastle. Whatever. Alright. You guys are my witnesses.
The little stones.
I think it's gonna say the same thing, though.
He could be more. No reason to.
Who am I supposed to shoot now? Maybe the captain? I could freak out the captain? Alright. I guess I can't use the slingshot in here. I'm not a savage. What's up, dude?
I'm sure Captain DeCon.
Yeah, I didn't think they would let me shoot Lady Asmacott, or Little Asmacott, Lady Westmacott. Let's just go through directions, Lady Eastmacott.
Miss Mayers doesn't really seem to be much help in my investigations. She's probably too busy thinking about her fiancé.
Still can't interact with that side of the boat. I'm gonna check the journal. Secrets. You know what? I'm gonna go back over to Miss Miller, maybe? Has to be a wire somewhere. Last time we got a hat pin or a hairpin from Miss Miller. I would assume that that would work to pick a lock.
Maybe Miss Miller has found something of a soulmate in the archaeologist. Unfortunately, there's no guarantee that the two of them will end up together. People with low self-esteem tend to sabotage their own happiness.
She also still... They didn't redo her animation, so she's laughing at, air.
I don't know what else to ask her at the moment.
A hat pin!
What do you want?
Inspector Legrand is questioning the first of the passengers in the saloon.
And?
It will be hours before he gets to the stowaway.
And?
We'll save time if I question him.
We'd also save time if you stopped asking me the same things over and over again. I will not let you in. What time is it, by the way?
Got an appointment?
No, but I'm hungry.
Go and get yourself something. I'll mind the door in the meantime.
Aha. You could bring me something, though.
So, what do you want to eat?
Oh, anything. An apple or something like that.
Leave it with me.
Yeah, thanks.
So...
Constable Oliver brought something to drink. You can tell it's not the first time he's had to guard something.
Maybe... use the slingshot on the water.
All right.
Ow! 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 Ah! Hey, Zelda, what in blazes was that?
What?
Something hit me!
You mean Someone shot at you?
Yes, well, no. I don't know. Didn't you notice anything?
I was riveted by the fantastic view. We Swiss aren't used to seeing the horizon like this.
Get fucked.
And my bottle's broken too. Oh, I don't believe this.
Immediately. Oh, I don't believe this. Go back to sleep. Wish I was able to peacefully sleep like that. Alright, so going into the ship, grab something for him to eat. I don't know exactly what what that accomplished. Maybe he's gonna be thirsty.
Whatever Constable Oliver wants, he's getting ham and eggs.
This is very moist ham and eggs.
Just a pinch of salt for our friendly constable.
That was more than a pinch.
Constable Oliver.
Huh?
Ham and eggs, piping hot.
Oh, I shouldn't really.
I don't see anyone here who'd rebuke you. It was a hard night.
Yeah, true. Oh, delicious. Just enough salt. Oh, that was good of you. Cheers.
You don't expect me to wash your dirty dishes as well, do you?
Oh, of course not, Your Majesty. Could you bring me something to drink? Those ham and eggs were pretty salty.
I'm sorry. I have to proceed with my investigations. Goodbye. Let's see how long he can resist his thirst. Not long at all.
Ding, ding, ding.
Nervous? I would be too in your position. Who are you?
My name is Adil, and you are...
Constable Zellner. Why did you sneak onto the ship, Adil?
I wanted to go back home.
You're Egyptian?
There's no work for me in Italy. I want to see my family again.
And since you don't have money, you stowed away.
So what if I did?
So, it was you who knocked me out.
Me? Never.
No? Where were you when I was attacked?
Well, I couldn't take anything with me on this trip, so I snuck into the kitchen and took some canned goods.
Interesting. And how do you know when I was attacked?
Well, I thought it was yesterday, shortly before we set sail.
I take this bump personally. What were you searching for on deck last night?
I was hiding the whole evening. I wanted to go out and get some fresh air, see the stars. But then suddenly, they were looking for me.
Were you in one of the cabins?
No.
Did you see anyone on the deck or on the roof?
No.
And after we arrested you?
The English policeman put me in this cell. Then he left. I've been here ever since.
And you didn't notice anything along the way?
No, nothing.
Your accent is gone.
What about the gunshot? Didn't you hear it?
Yes. The English policeman had already arrested me. We heard a bang and looked around.
And then?
Then, the Bobby was in a hurry to get rid of me. He almost pushed me down the stairs and locked me in here. He left, and then a short time later, the alarm went off.
Constable Oliver wasn't with you anymore when the alarm went off?
Interesting.
No. I was scared that the ship would sink with me sitting here like a rat in a trap.
It's hard for me to believe a single word of your story.
Because I'm a foreigner?
Because you seem to have learned our language in the space of a day. Accent-free.
Believe what you want.
Who paid you to distract us?
What?
You went for a walk around the deck and let yourself be seen. Everyone goes off hunting you, and in the meantime, your partner shoots the Baroness in peace.
No, I didn't do anything. I didn't
Got a
want
nice
to
little stretch in
distract
there.
anyone. I just want to go home.
You're a liar. And a bad one at that.
But sir, I'm telling the truth.
And I'm the Raven. Inspector Legrand will deal with you. He's lying like a cheap rug. But he probably doesn't know anything about the murder. Very disappointing. So I have to keep searching. What interests me most is the shot that was fired here in the cargo hold last night.
Now that I've got him
The cargo
done,
hold also seems to serve as a changing room for the crew.
time to search the
at
cargo
least
hold
for
for
the
a
ones
wire.
who don't wear white uniforms.
Can I open this one?
A stroke of luck. The lock is open. Oil-stained overalls. And here, an old toolbox. It's been through a lot. Hardly any paint, dented, and the lid is held shut by wire. I'll take it with me.
Now,
Some wrenches, a bit of wire wool, an oily cloth, and here, a screwdriver. I've got the screwdriver.
okay, so we have a wire.
Whoever fired the shot hit the crate.
I'm gonna do some quick scanning here, but
The young man is lying like a cheap rug. That much is clear.
beyond that, I'm going to end the stream for tonight.
Somebody put the trunk back on the shelf. I can't tell whether it was our young friend or someone else.
Can't really...
I could take one of the saws with me as a souvenir. On the other hand, it'd remind me of my bump and of my rather inelegant escape.
Yeah. But I like Zellner as a character. He's cool. Okay. So... this is a good spot to end this stream. So... thank you guys for tuning in today. Don't forget that you are loved, and don't forget to tell someone else that you love them. Let's see. Anybody on that I can toss the torch to? Let's go see what Hazmat's up to. Hazmat VT. So, have a good time. Bye.